Good evening, good evening. Episode 7, the Gulmantché people. The food that nourish a nation. Food is not only what we eat to survive, it is also memory, identity, transmission, the profound connection between generations. Among the Gulmantché people, every dish tells a story. Behind the grains, vegetables, leaves, sauces, traditional drinks, the different culinary preparations are at work, up the land, the knowledge and skills of women and men, the seasons, family traditions, and the values of sharing that have accompanied our community throughout generations. From the farm to the table, before it reaches a plate, food begins in the soil. It begins with the farmer who prepares the land, plants the seeds, tends the crops, and patiently waits for the harvest. It continues with women and families who transform agricultural products into food capable of nourishing an entire community. This relationship between the land and the table is one of the great treasures of the Gulmantché heritage. Millet, sorghum, maize, cowpeas, peanuts, vegetables, and many other local crops are not simply foods. They reflect an ancient understanding of the environment, the seasons, agricultural practices, and traditional methods of food processing. From the farm to the table, an entire chain of knowledge is passed down from one generation to another. Traditional dishes. A memory on a plate. Traditional Gulmantché dishes are a living library. Recipes are often passed down from generation to generation, sometimes without a cookbook, simply through observation, practice, and family transmission. A mother teaches her daughter, a grandmother passes her knowledge on to her grandchildren. Families preserve gestures, techniques, and culinary secrets that give each preparation its own unique character. Through these dishes, we rediscover the taste of our ancestors. But traditional food is also a way of preserving our identity in a world where eating habits are rapidly changing. Ceremonial foods, eating to celebrate, share, and pass on. Among the Gulmantché people, food always plays an important role in social and ceremonial occasions. Meals can accompany weddings, births, funerals, family gatherings, traditional celebrations, and other important moments in community life. In these circumstances, eating together goes far beyond the simple need for nourishment. Sharing a meal is a way of creating and strengthening bonds. Food then becomes a social language. It expresses hospitality, respect, solidarity, gratitude, and a sense of belonging to a community. The keepers of culinary memory. Comanche food also gives voice to those who still carry this memory: elders, farmers, women who preserve traditional culinary knowledge, young people working to protect these traditions, and everyone who contributes to preserving Gulmantché gastronomic heritage. Because when a recipe, a method of preparation, or a traditional agricultural practice disappears, it is not only a food that is lost. A part of our collective memory is at risk of disappearing with it. Today, preserving this richness does not mean rejecting modernity. It means being able to modernize without forgetting, innovate without erasing, and passing on traditions without distorting them. Culinary heritage can also become an opportunity for young people through agriculture, food processing, restaurants, cultural tourism, entrepreneurship, gastronomic events, and the promotion of locally produced food. Traditional cuisine can therefore be memory, identity, and an economic opportunity all at once. A food heritage that tells the story of a people. Gulmantché food does not simply tell us what people eat. It tells us who we are. It tells the story of our relationship with the land, our ability to produce, our way of sharing, our traditions, our ceremonies, the way we pass our heritage on to the future generations. The food that nourished a nation is ultimately the story of a people who, generations after generation, have drawn from their land the resources they need to live, come together, and preserve their identity. Because a people who understand the value of their food also understand the value of their land. And a people who preserve their recipes, agricultural practices, and traditions preserve a part of their history. From the land to the table, from the table to a family, from the family to the community, and from the community to future generations. This is the story of the food that nourished a nation.